Hey everyone! Today we're checking out a country that's often forgotten but it shouldn't be. Indonesia. This Southeast Asian gem is a place of contrasts and surprises, blending ancient traditions with modern advancements. It's a country that has so much to offer, yet many people know so little about it. Yep, Indonesia. Think about it. Beautiful beaches, amazing rainforests, and tons of islands. With over 17,000 islands, each one has its own unique charm and story. From the pristine beaches of Bali to the dense rainforests of Sumatra, Indonesia is a natural wonderland. Sounds like paradise, right? Well, it is, but it's also a lot more. Beyond its stunning landscapes, Indonesia is a land of rich cultural heritage and vibrant traditions. The turquoise waters of Bali and the scenic beaches of Lombok are just the beginning. Indonesia is becoming a really important country in the world. It's not just about the natural beauty, it's about the economic strides the country is making. The Jakarta Stock Exchange and the modern office buildings in the capital city are symbols of its growing economic power. It has the biggest economy in Southeast Asia. With a GDP that continues to grow, Indonesia is a key player in the region. The bustling financial district in Jakarta is a testament to its economic dynamism. So how did this country with over 17,000 islands become so powerful? It's a story of resilience, innovation, and strategic growth. The aerial footage of the Indonesian archipelago shows the vastness and diversity of this nation. Get ready, because we're going to explore Indonesia's incredible journey. From its ancient history to its modern achievements, we'll uncover what makes this country so unique. The time-lapse of Jakarta City and the traditional dance performances highlight the blend of old and new. We'll look at its growing businesses and its cool culture to learn why it's so successful. The hard-working factory workers and the bustling street markets in Yogyakarta are just a glimpse into the industrious spirit of the Indonesian people. Get ready to be amazed. The dramatic sunsets over Balinese temples and the vibrant festivals are just a part of the magic that Indonesia offers. It's a place where tradition meets modernity in the most spectacular ways. This is like a secret formula for success, but way more exciting. The lush rice terraces in Bali and the joyful play of Indonesian children reflect the harmony between nature and human life. We're talking about a country with over 275 million people, lots of different cultures, and a rich tapestry of traditions. The diverse crowds in Jakarta and the traditional festivals showcase the cultural mosaic that is Indonesia, and tons of natural resources. From coal mining in Kalimantan to palm oil plantations in Sumatra, Indonesia's natural wealth is vast and varied. These resources have played a crucial role in its economic development. It's about the Indonesian people, how tough they are, and how much they want to succeed. The farmers working in the fields and the street vendors in Jakarta are the backbone of this nation's economy. So if you're bored with the usual news and want to learn about a country that's full of potential, you're in the right place. The scenic views of Mount Bromo and the news coverage about Indonesia highlight its growing global significance. This is Indonesia, real and exciting. From traditional puppet shows to the bustling nightlife in Jakarta, there's always something happening here. Stay tuned, things are about to get interesting. With drone footage capturing the beauty of Bali and the vibrant street markets, you'll see why Indonesia is a country like no other. First things first, Indonesia is huge. It's not just a country, it's an entire world of its own, spread across more than 17,000 islands. We're talking about a group of islands bigger than the entire United States. Imagine a place so vast and diverse that it could take a lifetime to explore. From the mountains of Sumatra, where orangutans live, swinging from tree to tree in lush rainforests, to the sunny beaches of Bali, where the sand is golden and the waves are perfect for surfing, this country has all kinds of amazing places. Imagine hiking through dense jungles, spotting exotic animals like tigers and elephants, and then cooling off by swimming in crystal-clear waters all in one day. But wait, it gets even better. Indonesia is on the Pacific Ring of Fire. This means it's a hotspot for volcanic activity. That means it has over 130 active volcanoes. These aren't just any volcanoes. Some of them are among the most famous and active in the world. It's a dream for nature lovers. Whether you're trekking through volcanic landscapes or exploring lush nature trails, there's always something breathtaking to see. Imagine seeing a volcano erupt, the ground shaking beneath your feet, and lava lighting up the sky in a fiery display. It's an experience that's both amazing and a little scary. It's amazing and a little scary. The sheer power of nature on display is something you'll never forget. And if you think volcanoes are cool, wait till you hear about the dragons. No, not the mythical kind, but something just as fascinating. No, not real dragons, but the Komodo dragon, the biggest lizard in the world, lives only in Indonesia. These creatures are like something out of a fantasy novel. These guys can be 10 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds, but there's more. They have a venomous bite and can take down prey much larger than themselves. Under the water, Indonesia has amazing coral reefs and huge manta rays. The underwater world here is just as diverse and stunning as the land above. It's one of the best places in the world for diving and snorkeling. The vibrant coral reefs and abundant marine life make it a paradise for underwater explorers. For a long time, Indonesia was famous for its spices. The archipelago, with its rich volcanic soil and tropical climate, was the perfect place for growing a variety of spices that were highly sought after around the world. Things like nutmeg, cloves, and cinnamon were not just commodities. They were treasures that drove explorers to sail across dangerous seas. Explorers from Europe loved these spices. They were willing to risk their lives to bring these exotic flavors back to their homelands, where they were worth their weight in gold. They came for the spices, but they ended up taking a lot of Indonesia's resources. The colonial powers exploited the land and its people, extracting not just spices, but also other valuable resources like rubber, oil, and minerals. But Indonesia's story didn't end there. Despite the hardships, the spirit of the Indonesian people remained unbroken. After becoming independent in 1945, Indonesia started to grow stronger. The struggle for independence was a turning point that ignited a sense of national pride and determination. Now in the 21st century, Indonesia is a major player. The country has transformed its economy and infrastructure, making significant strides in various sectors. It's the fourth most populated country, part of the G20, and its economy is booming. With a population of over 270 million people, Indonesia has a vast and diverse market. Indonesia's economy is worth over $1.4 trillion. This impressive figure reflects the country's dynamic growth and potential. That's a lot of money. And it's not just about the numbers, it's about the opportunities and improvements in the quality of life for its people. So, how did they do it? How did Indonesia transform from a spice island to a global powerhouse? Well, they started doing more than just selling spices. They diversified their economy, investing in various industries and sectors. They still have great spices, but now they do lots of different things. Agriculture remains important, but manufacturing and services have also become key drivers of growth. They farm, make things, and have a huge tourism industry. Remember those beautiful beaches? Places like Bali attract millions of tourists every year. Tourists love them, and that helps Indonesia's economy. Tourism not only brings in revenue but also creates jobs and promotes cultural exchange. But it's not just beaches. Indonesia is also becoming a center for technology and innovation. Indonesia is also becoming a center for technology and has a growing middle class. The rise of tech startups and a burgeoning middle class are signs of a vibrant and evolving economy. They're investing in education, building things like roads and bridges, and getting better technology. These investments are laying the foundation for future growth and development. From big cities to small towns, Indonesia is changing fast. The transformation is visible everywhere, from the bustling streets of Jakarta to the serene rural landscapes. So, next time you hear about Indonesia, don't just think about vacations or spicy food. Think about a country that is rapidly evolving and making its mark on the global stage. Think about a country that's becoming really important in the world. Indonesia is not just a destination, it's a rising power with a bright future. And this is just the beginning of Indonesia's story. The journey of this incredible nation is far from over, and its future looks promising. Okay, let's talk about Indonesia's economy, because it's doing really well. Remember those spice markets? They're still around, but Indonesia's economy is much bigger now. They've gone from mostly farming to doing all sorts of things like making products, providing services, and having a growing middle class that loves to shop. Have you seen the malls in Jakarta? They're enormous. But it's not just about shopping. Indonesia makes lots of things that are sold all over the world, like clothes, shoes, electronics, and car parts. That smartphone you're using? Some of its parts might be from Indonesia. And don't forget about tourism. Indonesia is a beautiful place and millions of people visit every year. From the rice fields of Bali to the busy streets of Jakarta, Indonesia has something for everyone. Beyond beaches and temples, the backbone of a nation, tourism is great, but let's talk about what really supports Indonesia's economy: agriculture. Remember those spices? Indonesia still sells them all over the world. But it's more than just spices now. Indonesia is a major producer of palm oil, rubber, coffee, tea, cocoa, and lots of other things. In fact, Indonesia grows more palm oil than any other country. And that rubber? It's used to make tires all over the world. But Indonesian agriculture isn't just about big farms. It also helps millions of small farmers. So, next time you drink coffee or eat chocolate, think about the Indonesian farmers who helped make it. They're the unsung heroes of Indonesia's economic success. Riding the commodity wave, the boom, and the balancing act. We've talked about agriculture, manufacturing, and tourism, but there's something else important: natural resources. Indonesia has a lot of them, like coal, nickel, tin, copper, gold, and natural gas. These resources have helped Indonesia's economy grow a lot, but relying on natural resources can be tricky. The prices of these resources can go up and down a lot. When prices are high, it's great for the economy, but when prices are low, it can cause problems. That's why Indonesia is trying to do more than just sell these resources. They're trying to make things with them, like turning nickel ore into nickel products, or making tires from rubber. The rise of the digital archipelago tech, startups, and a connected future. Get ready, because Indonesia's tech scene is booming. This digital revolution is changing the country, connecting its many islands and giving people more power. Remember those huge malls? Well, now Indonesia has huge tech companies too. Companies like Tokopedia and Bukalapak are changing how people shop online, and apps like Gojek and Grab are changing how people get around. With lots of young people who understand technology, Indonesia is becoming a big player in the tech world. But it's not just big companies. Lots of small startups are creating new and innovative things, like new ways to handle money, learn things, improve farming, and provide healthcare. And Indonesia is investing in internet access so more people can connect, even in faraway places. So get ready, because Indonesia's tech journey is just beginning. Okay, we've talked about Indonesia's economy, but let's talk about its government. Indonesia is a democracy, the third largest in the world. That's a big deal. But democracy in a country with over 17,000 islands and so many different people is not easy. It's like trying to get a huge group of cats to walk in the same direction. But even though it's hard, Indonesia has done a really good job with its democracy since 1998. They have free elections, peaceful changes of government, and people can speak their minds. It's still a work in progress, but they've made a lot of progress. And it's important to remember that Indonesia has the largest Muslim population of any country in the world, but their form of Islam is known for being peaceful and tolerant. Indonesia's constitution says everyone can choose their own religion. For a long time, the government in Jakarta controlled almost everything. But that started to change after 1998. Imagine a giant octopus finally letting go of its tentacles. That's what happened in Indonesia. Local governments now have more control over their own areas. This has been a good thing. It gives local communities more power and helps them grow, but it also has challenges. It's hard to make sure everyone follows the same rules across so many islands. The Indonesian government, led by President Joko Widodo, also known as Jokowi, is working hard to make sure everyone works together. Now let's talk about Indonesia's role in the world. Indonesia is becoming a really important country, not just because of its economy, but also because it helps other countries work together. Think of Indonesia as the popular kid in school who everyone likes because they're friendly and good at solving problems. Indonesia is a founding member of ASEAN, a group of countries in Southeast Asia that work together. They've helped solve problems in other countries, like Cambodia, and they are known for being good at helping people find solutions. Indonesia is also part of the United Nations and other important groups. and they care about things like climate change and helping people around the world. Indonesia also shares its culture with the world, like its art, food, and beautiful places. Indonesia has some big problems like corruption, religious disagreements, and conflict in Papua, but they're working hard to fix these problems by fighting corruption, encouraging people of different religions to get along, and trying to find peaceful solutions. Indonesia's journey is not finished, and the world is watching. Indonesia's economy is growing fast, but the difference between rich and poor is getting bigger. The government is trying to help poor people and make life better for everyone. But they need to do more to fix the root problems, like making sure everyone has good education and health care. Because Indonesia sells a lot of natural resources, its economy can be affected when prices change around the world. To avoid this problem, Indonesia is trying to make more things with its resources instead of just selling them. As Indonesia grows, it's important to protect its environment. Cutting down too many trees and pollution are big problems. Indonesia is trying to stop illegal logging and encourage people to protect nature. Corruption is a big problem in Indonesia. It makes it hard for the government and the economy to work well. Indonesia has made progress in fighting corruption, but they need to keep working at it. Indonesia's tech industry is growing really fast. New companies are changing how people shop, travel, and live their lives. Lots of small companies are also creating new and innovative things. Artificial intelligence, or AI, could change a lot of things in Indonesia, from healthcare to traffic. The government is investing in AI to solve problems and make life better. Technology is helping farmers by giving them information and helping them sell their products. It's also helping people get medical care and learn new things, even if they live far away from cities. It's important to make sure everyone in Indonesia can use technology. The government needs to invest in internet access and teach people how to use it. It's also important to make sure AI is used in a way that's good for everyone. Indonesia has an amazing mix of cultures and traditions, with over 300 different ethnic groups. Their motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, means unity in diversity. The Indonesian people are known for being very welcoming and friendly. There's a lot more to Indonesia than just Bali. There are lots of amazing places to explore, from hiking in Sumatra to diving in Raja Ampat. And the food is amazing. Indonesian food is full of flavor and exciting spices. Street food is a great way to try local dishes. Indonesia is a feast for all your senses, from the music to the beautiful batik fabrics. Balancing tradition and modernity. Indonesia's evolving cultural landscape. As Indonesia changes and grows, its culture is changing too. It's a challenge to keep old traditions alive while also embracing new things. You'll see young people in modern clothes who still respect their elders and family. You'll see ancient temples next to modern buildings. This mix of old and new is what makes Indonesia so interesting. Indonesia's moment, a global powerhouse in the making. So, there you have it, a quick look at Indonesia, a country that's doing amazing things. We've seen how its young people, its businesses, and its drive to improve have made it an important country in the world. Indonesia is a country that's always changing, but it stays true to its values of unity and diversity. The challenges and opportunities of greatness. Indonesia's journey isn't over. It still has challenges like the gap between rich and poor, environmental problems and corruption. But Indonesia is working hard to fix these problems. Indonesia has a lot of opportunities too. It's in a great location, its young people are good with technology, and it works well with other countries. Indonesia's invitation. Come for the beaches, stay for the future. So next time you think about Indonesia, don't just think about beaches and temples. Think about a country that's changing the world. If you want an adventure, Indonesia is waiting for you. Come for the beaches, stay for the future. Indonesia is ready for business, ready to work with other countries, and ready to show the world what it can do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us what other countries we should talk about.